We have Florida Senator Marco Rubio, who's joining us now on the phone. Sir, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out to talk to us on this day and just give us a sense of where your state is and how you're feeling about the storm right now.
Well, obviously, it could have been much worse. It's not going to be a direct landfall, it doesn't look like, and that's good news. That doesn't mean there isn't going to be dangerous conditions. In fact, every time that we get these bands from the outer parts of the storm that come sweeping through, it brings some really nasty weather. I'm talking about torrential downpours, high winds. We're already getting 30, 40-mile-an-hour winds reported in some places. You just talked about that. So it's not ideal conditions to be outside or be doing anything today in a lot of these places. And I would caution people, even on the highway last night here in Broward County, we don't know if it was weather-related, but in the middle of one of these storms, somebody crashed into the wall. They went over the side of I-95, fell and died. 2 people lost their lives in bad weather. So at a minimum, it's going to be a really nasty weather day in many parts of the state up I-95. And I just think it's a good day. If you don't have to be on the road, not to be out there, everything will be back to normal tomorrow.
The Bahamas is essentially a neighbor of Florida, and the story there is very much different, being hit by a Category 5 that just sat on top of the Bahamas for days. You spoke to the Bahamian ambassador to the U.S. Tell us what you learned.
Well, a couple things we know. The Coast Guard is already there conducting some evacuation of critically injured people. We're going to have to do more of that. There are people that are on dialysis or special medical treatment. They're going to be brought to the States. We've worked very closely with the Bahamians all the time. The U.S. government does, the Coast Guard. They have very capable domestic forces as well. But really, until we get the all clear, we're not going to be able to send anybody in there to sort of get a full assessment. The storm sat on top of them. The storm surge is powerful, on top of the rain being dumped on them. I think the water damage is what's most concerning. And the one thing we're really focused on is we've seen a lot of generosity, people coming forward wanting to send help. It is really, really important that people don't just get on boats and head over there or get on airplanes and try to land. We need the all clear, and we should really be coordinating with the U.S. government, with the Bahamian authorities, to deliver goods. Make sure that we're delivering what they need, delivering it where they need it, by the way, because you got to get this to the people who need it. It does you no good to get to Nassau if there's no way to get it over to Freeport. So there's a lot of work to be done, but we've been in touch with them already and working closely with them. And I know that our folks, the Coast Guard and the U.S. Navy and others, are chomping at the bit to get in there behind that storm and provide assistance.
All right, Senator Rubio, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.